started out like this first. Let me go ahead and play what they said to TMZ. I got to play it through a third party, aka the Neighborhood Talk, because you know TMZ like to strike people. You know, I actually got a TMZ story. I haven't shared it yet. I'll tell you guys one day. All right, here we go.
Discuss that now. What we will be able to talk to in terms of what was available and what was on those flash drives.
Okay.
But it was the book. So
it is Kim Porter's book, but not necessarily some of the stuff with the celebs that were mentioned besides.
It's hers. Nobody touched it.
Oh, so it is her official book.
Yes.
And no one touched it.
Nobody altered it. Nothing.
So it's not the copy that the gentleman said that he was selling before. No.
They're talking about White Jamal.
That one was edited, and we have the original copy.
So you're saying that the other copy was an actual real copy, even though the family said it wasn't.
Was a derivative work.
It was edited. The only way the family say that is because I forgot his name. Albie Short.
Yeah.
Yeah. And besides that, how they know? A lot of stuff their mother did, they didn't know. And I'd like to say apologize to the mother and the family.
No, we're trying to just go to discuss that now. What we will be able to talk to.
Okay, let me play
and
the
family
next.
for the picture being on front of it.
Right.
You understand? I didn't put it there.
Right.
So, you know, they got to worry about bigger things.
Right.
Than what her diary was. You understand?
Right.
They should have started worrying when he was beating her.
Right.
When you start worrying about your mother.
He's calling out the children.
Right. So the book, do you think it'll ever be open to the public or after this or
that'll be the next thing. I've been contracted to go to Amazon and work out whatever legalities that may have existed.
She's going to Amazon.
So that we can republish the book.
Wow, so the public will get to see her actual words and thoughts.
So very soon, the actual unedited version. We'll be putting that out soon.
So I'm wondering, do you own the rights, I guess, or how does that work?
I guess the own rights was given to me, right?
Okay. Possession.
And the family for the picture.
Has been in contact with you. I did watch your YouTube interview. I saw as of 2 weeks ago they haven't been in contact with you. What about today?
Yes.
So they have been in contact with you. Is that why you're here today?
Yes.
Okay.
Homeland Security.
Oh wow. So were you surprised, or was that the call that you were kind of waiting for?
Surprise.
Oh. Do you feel like the interview had anything to do with it, or?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you know Sean Combs?
Generation. You know, Frank Lucas was my godfather and his father, and then we both was in the music business for 30 years together.
So you personally know him?
Not who? No, who personally?
Sean Combs.
Not personally.
But you know of him. He knows of you.
Yeah.
You don't know him.
Hussein Fatal. He stopped a lot of my music. A lot of other people who didn't care about him. You understand? It's not around today.
Right. So
Stewart from Def Jam Records.
Has been in contact with you. I did watch you. You made a lot of allegations, right? Are you expected to eventually turn those things over, or?
Well, that's what we're going to head over to do now. So we have a hearing now to determine what we're going to do in terms of what documents we'll have to turn over and what documents we do not.
So why were you in court tonight?
Just to give testimony to the grand jury. He was subpoenaed by the court. So as we all know, if you don't answer a subpoena, the marshals will come to your house as they came to his house and they will bring you here. So that's why we're here today.
I know you can't mention celebrities per se. You did mention some in the interview. So just to clarify, you can back that up with actual factual footage.
We have, it's things that we have, but we got to go to the other courthouse. So I don't know if that's any more questions, but we got to.
All right, that's basically the end right there. All right, so let me go ahead and give my commentary and my thoughts on this. Number one, they're doing way too much talking. For me, personally, they're doing way too much talking. I don't understand if you just went to the grand jury, spoke with Homeland Security, and you're still supposed to be out there speaking. If you're speaking with the grand jury who's doing a federal investigation, are you still allowed to talk? And then on top of that, they're still talking about, oh yeah, we're going to put out the book. Well, your first thought, like Homeland Security didn't say, "Hey, can you please hand us over the book?" You're still going to sell this book, mind you. I'm gonna play. They were talking about this interview from 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna play a part of the beginning of that video because it's just like White Jamal. Remember White Jamal, Chris Todd? Chris Todd literally was saying the same thing about Kim's friend handed him over this flash drive with Kim's book, and he can't reveal who the source is and all this other stuff. Now, if he spoke with Homeland Security and the feds, they would have had to ask him who gave you this information. Where'd you get this from? I have a feeling that they looked at it and was all like, "This some bullshit." That's why they're still talking, because they went on News Nation. It was very short. I'm not going to play you that. I want to play you his original interview because the same things he was saying, it echoes the same thing that Chris Todd was saying. The only thing that's different between White Jamal and Courtney, aka TD Fakes, the only difference is one's black and one's white. But TD Fakes and White Jamal, they're literally the same person. Can't be trusted, ain't shit motherfuckers. So let's go ahead and pull up that interview right now. Anybody got any questions for me so far? How y'all like the commentary? Go ahead and hit that like button. Oh yeah, I told y'all, we waking it up. All the rest of 2024, we waking it up. All right, let me go ahead and play it.
Looked at the flash drives. Who were the young artists?
Usher, Justin Bieber, Will Smith's son.
Nancy Grace is talking about it. Candace Owens. Suddenly Todd's doing all these interviews. You've got discs that prove that he is a predator. Why not contact the FBI and just turn over the videos? According to the official record, she's written a memoir. It's kind of like diary entries, kind of like a memoir. She's written a bunch of them. There are multiple flash drives. Prior to her death, she gave it to some friends.
Mm-hmm.
One of those friends, shortly after, was it like the day after, approached you?
I got it like 3 months before the funeral. And then I sat on it for the other 3 months in a year.
Do you want to say who the friend is?
Well, I can't say the friend is. Everybody should know. Well, when the friend did, she called me and said, "What you do with the stuff?" I said, "I did do something." I said, I released the book. I said, "I got them all pressed up. I just didn't put it out."
What was on the flash drives? Did you look at the flash drives?
I looked at some of them, but I couldn't look because if you watch the 2 minutes.
So he's saying like 3 months after the funeral, he got this flash drive from the friend. He said a she, so he kind of gave a clue that it's a she or whatnot, right? And so what he did was print out the book, but he didn't put it out.
And that mean you just stuff. You gay stuff. I don't even watch Playboy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see another man banging a female. If I want to see a female banging a man banging a female, it better be me banging a female.
Right.
Look at that.
So if he's never watched the actual tapes, how do he know who and what was on it? Because I don't want to watch another man getting it on. But you're claiming that you have these tapes. How do you know these tapes are real?
My own stuff. I'm not gonna sit there and watch a man banging any female or 2 men banging each other. So I did read something. I did look at it. I did do the book. The original book was this right here.
Right.
Tell it all. What you know thing. I gave it to my private investigator, Todd. You understand?
He gave it to Todd. You see that? I gave it to Todd, my private investigator, talking about Chris Todd, aka White Jamal.
Real good guy.
Well, okay. So wait. So a few months after you pressed up a bunch of books,
mm-hmm.
and you tried to advertise the books to get them out there,
right?
To get her memoir out there,
right?
Because the memoir is super, sensational, right? It talks about multiple famous actors. You're saying you haven't watched all the videotapes. Do you know how many videotapes were on there in the book?
It's like 11 flash drives, and each of them probably like bigger bites of it. I know put into my computer too much because I didn't want all that in my computer. Then I got to download to another one. Then I take all my business with it. So it was I say it's probably like 8 to 7 different videos and more words writing to it. You understand? It was more like a diary that was going to be turned into a book at first. And it's talked about her nose being broken, that he hated her, that he was messing with young boys. Talked about how he tore Usher ass up.
When you looked at the flash drives, who were the?
This sounds just like the book that he's toting around sounds like the same book that White Jamal had. This doesn't sound like anything different. You see what the problem I have, guys? And literally, you guys went to the grand jury with this. I hope they arrest you for trying to promote this fake shit. Hopefully, they put him and Ariel in jail and lock them up right next to Diddy. They're selling this fake shit, convincing you guys this stuff is real. He's literally telling the same story, and then we find out, oh, he handed it over to White Jamal, aka Chris Todd. But Chris Todd ended up putting out the book, so I'm confused. What's different about your book than the one that Chris Todd put? Who has the quote-unquote fake book? Even though I think both of them are fake. Who has the fake book?
The two. I know we spoke before. You said there were two young artists.
Mm-hmm.
One was Usher. Who was the other one?
One was Usher, and I believe the other one was definitely somebody's son. It was definitely
Jaden Smith.
Okay, it wasn't before we talked. You said it was Justin Bieber.
Yeah,
I thought
it was him too as well. It was Justin Bieber
and some
and
anybody else.
Will Smith's son too. Will Smith's son too. I ain't holding no punches. Yeah, it was Will Smith's son too.
And there were some young women.
It was females. I'm not good with everybody's name in the music business because I only listen to several different artists. But it was J-Lo. It was in there. It was the young lady that's.
I'm a bodyologist. Well, I didn't go to school for it, but what I see is a lot of deception in his face and in his eyes. He's lying.
Sued him. I can't remember her name.
Right, Cassidy.
He don't even know the people's names.
How it's made. You got to really draw it in. It seemed like the camera was up in the light, shooting from a corner. Right. There was some in the bathroom. It showed that how they set Kevin Hart up. But see,
what do you mean set Kevin Hart up?
Oh, somebody came and gave him. That was the newest one. I'm mixing them up. The newest one I had got was like when Kevin Hart was in the hosted his show, and they was in a bathroom, just him, and then a bodyguard came in there. Then he came out, and the girl bought him a drink. He tasted, and it's like when he tasted it, the second drink of the same glass, that's when he was coming combobulated, like something was there. Then it showed him in the tub getting whacked. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I switched it.
When it showed Usher and Will Smith's son and Justin Bieber, I mean, were they?
And I don't like how this guy didn't ask him to elaborate on that. So if I'm understanding correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, he's saying that basically Kevin Hart was drugged. Kevin Hart didn't know what was going on, and Diddy slipped him something, and he got all discombobulated, and then that's when he whacked him. And if I'm understanding whacked him, I'm probably thinking of hunching. That's what I'm thinking of. But y'all let me know if I'm incorrect.
Were they underage at the time?
I tried to go by his tattoos for Justin Bieber age. But at the time, it started from when he could have been 16 because he was real. He didn't have all the tattoos on it. He had this little shaggy hairdo in the front. I forgot the bob, whatever the girls call it, hanging in front of his head. And Game handed him a bottle. Like, wasn't nobody drink out the bottle. Game walks around Diddy, hand him the bottle. He drink it.
He's talking about the Game
down off his feet. So he could have been young back then. You understand? You could say he wasn't 17. I don't know if he, you understand, he ain't too far out of Pampers. So, what I mean by that, he definitely
Thank
wasn't
you.
17 or 18. I could say he was pushing 16 hard or early because how he was dressed and how he was, I could say he probably about 16 or 15.
He don't know for a fact. Oh, well, I think he might have been 16 or 17. So I think what he's talking about with Justin Bieber, you know how they used to say the Justin Bieber hair swoop? He had that swoop. He had that swoop in the front. I don't remember how old Justin was. He had that swoop for a long time. So I don't know.
If that's the case, then and Usher was in those same videos. Is it around the same time period?
Usher was
Usher
was in a video when he was definitely young because I remember he came home. They talked about.
So it seems like so if it was Justin when he was a kid, the videos would have been way more advanced. Because if it was videos when Usher was a kid, it definitely would have been some VHS kind of very grainy. This guy is lying. He ain't making no damn sense. Okay, let's keep going.
Drinking the champagne. He had champagne. He talked about he was. He asked him in the video, "Was that Ed Lover for Hot 97?" So you talking about Ed Lover back in Hot 97 when he was DJing? You take the time for that. Usher had to be like 16. Like he didn't even have a good beehive back then. He was definitely young. He was definitely young because he spoke. I heard him say in the video about was that Ed Lover from Hot 97? They were sitting on the couch. Could have been like in a family room or could have been in a bedroom. Most people put like couches in their bedroom as well. The room big enough to match the bedroom. But he definitely was underage.
is Albie Shore on
TD Fakes seem like he just making this up on the fly. Like he lying, y'all. TD Fakes is lying.
the video?
I didn't see Albie Shore directly into the video. I don't know who it was, but they said he walked in and he was giving me head, as they say, in the office. And he said, he did that to him for money. So I think if you were seeing it, anybody else say, he used it to.
Thank you so much, Tanisha, for the super sticker. I appreciate that. All right, let's continue listening to the lie. I just wanted to shout it out to Tanisha real quick.
Enforce his rule of taking his son away from Kim.
Okay, so for those people that don't understand that, Kim Porter had a son with Albie Shore. She was married to him prior to being married to or being with Sean Combs. So he then used that
to break that.
He then blackmailed him into.
I don't think it was more blackmail. It's to break him down. Like, this is the man you're supposed to be with. You understand? And I can see it because if I lose, I'm a good loser. So if I lose my wife, and I'm not married today, if I lose my wife to any man, I'm not losing my kids to any man. I don't care how much money.
This, just like Patrice was saying, this is the same stuff that was already in the book. Like, this is nothing new. Like, he's literally repeating the same story from White Jamal. White Jamal already told us all this stuff. There's nothing new that he's saying.
Money they got, how big their name is, I'm still going to be their father. You're not going to have me take care, especially that young. You understand? I got 2 sons of my own. So you telling me that if my son,
I agree,
come to me or his mother come to me and say, I want that guy to be his father, they both crazy. That's my breath.
Oh,
you understand? You can have her because it's such thing of divorce. It's such thing as that. It's such thing of adoption. You want a son, go adopt a son. But looking at it from your eyes, and I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. If you got kids, you're not gonna let a man take your wife and your kids. You understand? And before us, kings didn't let you take their castle. Never mind take their queen and the kid. You understand? But that's modern day. That's in every textbook today. It's a thing of divorce.
right. And that kind of Miss Curiosity, I'm happy that you brought that up. it's hard for me to believe that the feds are actually going to take any of this testimony seriously. They're going to take this as truth. I would be very shocked if they put this in the indictment. I would be very shocked. If they put this shit in the indictment, that means Diddy is winning. Diddy is winning his case.
You understand? We fight over kids today. You understand? Somebody said something to my sons, of course I'm fighting over them. You understand? So you're not gonna just take my son away from him. I think he was more used as leverage. Some men think just because another man get them head or they hit the other man in the back, they not the same as that man. You understand? You gay if you watch a video of two men having sex. You understand? You gay if you let another man perform any type of active. Today, I don't know why they don't come out and say it. You know why it's so undercover when you get married? It's like a picture ID today. You can walk around with your lover. So you understand?
I mean, I'm thinking just in the industry at that time.
Oh no, it wasn't that.
Wow.
Of course, it wasn't that out open to do it. You understand? But people have done it. You understand?
Right.
2024, whenever it came in, people ain't just pop up and say I'm gay and I'm happy. You understand? It just was more. It was more legal now that you go get married, same sex. You understand? I'm not the one to judge them and tell them that they can't, but when you in a rap game, I'm not gonna say R&B, but when you're in a rap game, you can't be in a booth tomorrow getting guns and running down on somebody when somebody running down on you. You understand? It's betraying.
Okay, so you get
It can't be. I'm not even going to address it, but y'all knew what he meant, right?
you get these flash drives, you take a look at them, you cobble together these writings, right? Like the memoir, you put it together, you get it turned into some books.
No, I didn't put it together. It went from the flash drive straight to print.
Okay.
Nothing was rearranged, nothing was changed. It was went straight to
it.
So you had somebody print the books up, and did you try? I mean, at some point, did you go out and you try and like, how did it get there? How did it get to Todd? I mean, I know I talked to Wade.
I think it's
Wade
camera
Williamson.
quality.
So I know that at some point he contacted you, but prior to that, you told me on the phone. Prior to that, you had tried to kind of promote it yourself and get it out.
I didn't personally try to promote it. Like I said, I wasn't so anxious to put it out to do all that.
Something I'm noticing is that the interviewer seems like he had a pre-interview. That's what they call it. So the conversation that he had with TD Fakes, he told a completely different story. Now that he's on camera and they're recording this for the public to see, it seems like he's having some kind of memory loss, like he can't remember everything.
You understand? I did what I could.
Put a one in the chat if you agree.
I put it on paper. I put it on cover, and I gave it to somebody to get money, and they ended up dealing with Wade. And then I asked Wade, how did he get it? He said he got it from you. I said, you didn't get it from me. How do you get the book? He said, no, I got it. He inboxed me. Oh, I got it from. I bought it from someone, and somebody want to talk to you. He said, "Who?" He said, "Private investigator." Talk to him. That's since y'all had no problem. Then I told him, and we did business.
He said that Chris Todd was a private investigator. Chris Todd's a he's a reporter.
Well,
he's not a
private investigator, whatever he is.
Yeah, he's a what do they call him? A journalist.
Investigative journalist.
So
that's what he's supposed to be.
So you spoke with Todd. You guys went back and forth. Like, did he ask to see the flash drives?
Chris Todd is just a celebrity gossiper, just like me and you. Y'all want to know who else is a celebrity gossiper? Sloan Bella. That's a celebrity gossiper. Y'all think the lady has secret powers and shit like that. She is literally just a celebrity gossiper. The bitch don't even use a crystal ball or cards. How y'all believe she can see? Oh my God. Y'all get on my nerves because y'all just be believing everything. She don't even have a crystal ball, damn it! How do you believe she can talk to spirits without a motherfucking crystal ball? Shit.
I sent him one of the flash drives that came with the book where you see everything was legit, how he did it. Say I pressed it up. It was a joint deal together. You understand? So
But did the flash drive you sent him have any of the videos on it?
I have no idea. But I sent him this. I don't know what happened to that book. It had pictures in it. It had him and Snoop holding hands under the table. You know, he rubbed on Snoop's leg and hands. And then it had him in the mold with
What is he doing?
With Leo girlfriend talks about like why you Diddy Jr.
Hold on, let me
hands under the table. You know, he rubbed on Snoop's leg and hands. And then it had him in the mold with Leo girlfriend talks about like why you Diddy Jr.
What is that supposed to be proving those pictures? What the TD Fakes is out of control right now.
They had a lot of pictures.
Right.
With Biggie way back then when they was, supposed to have been beefing. That's why I call him a double agent. Him in the wrong mode with Andre Harrell.
Once you got it you end up working a deal out with Todd. What was he supposed to do with the book? He was supposed to get it published.
He wanted to get it published and put out.
You don't put your phone on silent.
Conversation.
No, he said Wade told me he had somebody who wanted to put it out. That he'd get it blown up. He'd put it out. It wasn't on. He got it on Amazon. He got Kim's face on the front of it. He took the off of it and put Kim's face on it.
Okay.
And did his numbers. It did. I think the book itself sold it. So he played a part.
So it is the same book. Just Chris Todd went ahead and put it out. He said, "Oh yeah," he went ahead and just put Kim's face on the cover. It is the same book. And remember, Chris Todd, aka White Jamal, even said like he had, there are some names X'd out or whatever. He took the names out and all that. Remember?
Part of it. The great part of it. He did his interviews.
Well, I think initially, according to Wade, like the first week it was out, it didn't sell. It wasn't selling. Wade ended up contacting you guys.
He was on your show. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he had contacted me. He said, "Look," he said, "would you be interested in having me on to talk about this memoir?" And he kind of explained it to me, and I was like, "Okay." And he said, "But I got to contact, let me contact Todd and Courtney to see if they're okay with me doing this." And then you guys gave him the green light, but he had said that you guys were like, "Don't mention our names. Just don't even mention. Just mention that the book came out." And so I did like over an hour long video with him. And then I think a couple days later, after we put it out, it's like it got 250,000 views like in the first day. So within a day of that, Todd started doing interviews where Todd said he didn't want his name associated with it, but then he ended up doing an article with somebody and mentioned that he had published the book.
Mm-hmm.
Which was, strange but so then the book, of course, then it really, obviously started selling.
Now, Todd's reasoning for not coming out, he said, because, he was worried and fearful. And now that Diddy was in jail, he felt safe enough.
And how many, do you know how many copies it had sold or how much?
You know what? I don't even got record of that. I just know it's money out there that I didn't receive. I can't really. Did
Chris Todd run off with the money? That sounds about White, aka White Jamal.
Tell you how many units itself sold. but I'm sure it sold a lot. I looked on it today before I talked to you. It's up for auction for $5,000 for one book. So it had to sell a lot for somebody to put on eBay for that much.
Todd said it sold over $1 million.
I would like to know
It
who
did
Wade
over $1
is
million
too.
in gross sales.
Right.
So, and I know that it was within, let's say, 2 weeks, it was an Amazon bestseller. It was the Amazon bestseller.
Right.
And then, listen, everybody was talking about it. What's her name? Nancy Grace is talking about it.
Yes.
Candace Owens is talking about
He was
it.
reading it.
Yeah, everybody's
Page to
reading it.
page.
Todd is doing all these different. Suddenly, Todd's doing all these interviews.
I think this guy doesn't believe this shit either. I have a feeling he doesn't believe none of this.
It was really blowing up there for a while, and then I guess Albie Shore got a hold of it,
Mm-hmm.
and he was very upset because of what it said about he and Sean Combs. You know what happened, what the memoir says happened between the act that happened between the two of them.
Right.
So he got upset, and then his lawyer sent out cease and desist letters to Amazon.
I seen that. It was mostly for Kim picture on the front of it, respect for the family. And I can understand it. That's their mother. But you can't be upset about what your mother did, what she did. I know she passed and gone. What about Tupac mother? What about Biggie mother? What about Craig Mack mother?
Right, Jella.
What about Albie Shore mother? What about Heavy D mother? What about Black Rob mother? What about the coroner that did Kim test on her, his mother? There's a lot of mothers out there hurt. You understand? That followed them and other people's mothers who loved them as artists. So you can't symbolize his mother. That's why it didn't supposed to have his cover.
I want to address that real quick because remember I asked White Jamal about that. I was like, "Oh, is it true that you're giving him part of the proceeds to the kids?" He was like, "Oh no," and I was like, "Oh, I swear I heard that from somewhere." He's like, "No, I'm not giving them the money." Remember that? Yeah, I agree, Miss Barber. They definitely need a lawyer because I don't know what the hell is going on here. Like, literally, they need a lawyer.
On it, her face on it. But the book is true. I didn't change it. I'll be sure biggest problem was he thinks somebody stole the book and put it out. Of course, we men. He's a man. Who want people to know that kids know when something happened like that? You know what I'm saying? But he causing more problem for himself. Be quiet. Let people believe what they want to believe. People say it's UFOs. Be quiet because at the same time, what about
you going to hell?
King? He had a mother and a father.
Right,
So for you to say something about his father on TV that he was the one who did this to me, he killed Kim, your son is in the house with them. He could go back to you. If Puffy go to jail today, that he is, but for life, who gonna feed the twins and King? He ain't gonna feed them. Kristen can go back home with him. Jessica got a mother. They doing very good. So he's more making it bad for his son in the house with them.
Okay, I want to address something because I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy is behind some of this shit going on. Because we have to know that book was actually put out before he went to jail. Now, maybe he thought, oh, nobody would care about it, so I'm not going to address it or pay attention to it. But Diddy could have had stopped that book. Something is letting me know, hey, we want this fake information to go out so it confuses people, and then I look like a good guy. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a part of the plan. I wouldn't be surprised. And this dummy right here, aka TD Fakes, doesn't know that he's being played.
Because they're looking at him like, what is your father talking about that he did this to my father? They got the same mothers, but he still got a father to go to. King don't. The twins don't. So I'll be sure best thing to do, let the believers grieve in on the moon that came down to earth. Let them believe it's flying saucers in this thing. Let them believe clones is taking over people. Because at the end, he need to get back time with his kid, his son that he lost. he need to make a way for them because that lifestyle he won't have after May. He got to fulfill them shoes. You understand? If they after Puffy go to court in
Drop
May,
my phone.
it's not looking too good for him.
No,
it's not.
No, it's not looking good.
No, the guns alone could get him 15, 20 years.
Right.
I'm just going by that. They found guns. I'm not going by what they said he did or whatever. Because they got to come out and say, these kids got to open their mouth and say, when I was such age, he did this to me. So, but the guns alone, to give him 15 years. So in 15 years, anything could happen. Is he going to take care of the twins and King? No, he's not. He ran from his first son.
So I'll be sure threatens a lawsuit. His lawyers are saying they're going to sue. Amazon took the book down initially because of the photograph. They said that it was a copyright violation.
Right.
Then Todd put the book back up without the cover. He put another generic cover on there. Then it was only up for another week, and then Amazon took it back down. Now, I'm assuming they took it back down because they received the cease and desist, or they received the fact that the book was part of a law.
So the thing about Amazon, because a lot of people are like, oh, why would Amazon put up this and that? Anybody can put up a book on Amazon. I can put up one. Like, you don't need a publisher and all this other stuff. You can literally put up a book on Amazon. Like, it allows you to do that.
Lawsuit, and that they were going to name Amazon in the lawsuit.
Well,
but you're saying, we spoke earlier and you said that you don't think that there's going to be a lawsuit.
No, it's not a lawsuit because at the end of the day, it's a lawsuit on him. He sat there and said that their King and the twins' father killed their mother. You understand? That's the same way the book say he was acting with Puffy. He doing the same thing. It's more that he want to sell his book. It's more that he got his name caught up in there. But the facts is he wasn't a father to his son. That's everybody proof. Without even reading the book. His son's living in the house with Diddy and Kim. That's proof right there. You're not the father that you're supposed to be. You didn't fight for your son. So I think it's more that than anything. I don't think he's hurting from the what the book said. It's more that was facts. It really was said. It's not about the book. It's about what happened. So that's what I think it is.
But the book did get taken down.
Yeah, it did get taken down.
Is there any possibility? Have you talked to Todd about getting the book put back up? I mean, from what you had said, it sold a ton. I mean, at this point, they don't really need to put the book back up because everybody done read it, or they made all the money that they were going to make on it. I think it was right for it to be taken down. One, because it's all lies, but two, they already made all the money they were going to make off of it. I don't think anybody else is purchasing that book. And at the same time, even though Amazon is a free market, Amazon don't want to be associated with that. They don't want no parts of that bullshit. I know that, I don't want to say the numbers, but I mean, we're talking about, and you had mentioned that the royalties were in excess of $500,000.
Right.
So that's a lot of money. Like, is that money going to be dispersed, do you think? I mean, are you trying to get the book put back up? Like,
me personally, I'd rather put it up. It's going to go back up regardless. Because one, it was given to me to do it. And I like doing the job. You understand?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Will Amazon take it back? Maybe if it don't got the picture. Maybe if it don't say nothing about I'll be sure. But that still don't stop the facts that I'll be sure you said that Diddy killed Kim Porter. We talking about that's happening every day. Sex happen every day. But you worrying about when you tell that these twins and King that their father killed Kim Porter, which worse?
I think that Sean Combs is not going to sue I'll be sure because he's got bigger fish to fry right now.
No, he's not. So you want to go after other people that you figured he ain't said on this when Puffy was on the streets.
Right.
He can't say I never said that. You said you heard this interview I did. Puffy
No, I'll be sure has been saying this. Yeah, this wasn't nothing new.
was freezing bird. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't wait till he go to jail to say anything. I said it all the 35 years we've been in the music business together. And I said when he dead is gone. I do want to apologize to the kids, or the young adults and the twins for their mother ending up being on the front cover of it. You know what I'm saying? And only because she's not here to defend herself. But the memoir is real.
If you sleep hot at night, you know how disruptive that can be. Whether you're having trouble
All right,
falling asleep,
no
you're
free
waking up
promo.
sweating in the middle
I'm
of the
not
night,
getting
or
paid
all
for
of the
this.
above.
And I know it's against the law for a lot of things. But have I broken law? No. I haven't broken any law. Did Ty lie to the viewers? No, Ty didn't lie to them.
All right, I'm done with it because I'm frustrated right now. I feel that whole we're going to speak with the grand. Here's the thing. How do we know that they actually did speak to Homeland Security or the grand jury? How do we know they actually did? That could have just been all a photo op. I think anybody's allowed to go inside that building, correct? I think anybody can go inside that building. I don't think that's anything. I believe they did that all for a photo op to sell that, hey, woo, we got the tapes, we got this, we got that. They don't have anything. They're making up shit. Again, he said that first he said he didn't watch the tapes, and then he said he only watched 2 seconds of it, but then he was able to tell us that on tape, Kevin Hart got drugged by Diddy and did some things to y'all. The dude is full of shit. And that lawyer, she needs her license revoked. Just like Tony Busby and just like Tyrone Blackburn, they need to be disbarred because they're over here spreading lies. And trying to convince you guys that this shit is true. That is crazy to me. Crazy. And I'm so glad that I was able to pull up that interview because this was from 12 days ago. So it was a couple of weeks ago. And I was all like, something about this whole situation don't sound right. He literally echoed the same story that White Jamal had, aka Chris Todd. It was literally the same story. Then you find out, oh, well, I gave it to him. Right there. They're all working in cahoots with each other. So at this time, I think the smoking GUN that we're looking for, this ain't it, y'all. This ain't it. And I know some people will sell this to you like, ooh, this is juicy, this is this is that. I'm not going to sell y'all on no lies. I am not going to sell y'all on lies. Mm-mm. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and get the heck up out of here. But I want to say thank you guys so much for checking out the show. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Tanisha, for the super chat. I do appreciate that. Anybody else who Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, I'll thank you later. I appreciate you guys. But we out of here, y'all. Deuces.